Hello everyone, it's Dijan and welcome back to a new video here on the channel. I know it's been a while, but I have my reasons because the week after Monaco it was the Azerbaijan Grand Prix, but it fell on the same day as my 18th birthday, so I was out of town. And then I also didn't do the Canadian Grand Prix because of school. And now we're at France, and the reason I upload this so late is because right after this race, like the day after, I got very sick. I was literally chained to my bed. I couldn't even walk, let alone edit the video, so that's why. But that does mean I will be uploading a little bit more frequently to get back on schedule. Anyways, let's focus on this race now. France is a track I don't particularly like, but I hadn't raced the two races previous to this, so I really wanted to show up and try to score some points. And yeah, that is literally my only aim for this race, is just to score some points. But anyways, let's get into qualifying. So straight off the bat, we're at the end of our final run, and our only run here in Q1. On a set of softs, and I knew I wouldn't be struggling too much, so I only did one run. Well, I did more runs on this set of tires, but they were invalidated, but I only used one set of softs for this session. So as we come across the line now, it's at 30.3. If I can read that correctly, I believe it's at 30.3 on the preview screen, and that will be enough to get us through to qualifying 2. Jumping into Q2 now, as you can see we're already on the mediums. I did a banker lap, invalid banker lap on an old set of softs, just to get the delta reference for this medium lap, because you really want to start other mediums, because starting on softs is just, it's such a disadvantage with the strategy. Anyways, we've started our lap now, and going into turns 1 and 2 you really want to hit all the curbs, and I go a little bit wide, I miss the apex, and straight away I invalidate, and that is far from ideal, but we can do a second lap on these mediums. I just turn the ERS back to none and try not to stress the tires too much. So we go again, and let's see, this time into turns 1 and 2, do we keep it tight, do we keep it neat? Yes, we do. We touch the inside curb, we hit the apex perfectly, and no invalidation this time. As we now come around the final corner here at France, we do have a little bit of traffic in that final 2 corners, but it was not too bad, and we actually get a little bit of a slipstream coming over the line. What is it going to be? A 30.9, and I believe that will be good enough to get us through to Q3. And yes, it does. We're the 4th car on mediums through to qualifying 3. 2 people on softs, Hunt and Magic Marks. They will have a slight disadvantage in strategy. Anyways, we come here now on an invalidated run in qualifying 3. And there's an AlphaTauri in front, and he will just not move out of the way. Even leaves us no space on the inside of the corner. And although I had invalidated, there's no way of him knowing that. So he kind of still blocked me. Now, I didn't send it in as I had already invalidated and was just using this as a reference time for my fast lap. But still, as we now come back into the pits to strap on a brand new set of softs and to do that final run. So there we set off to do our final run here in qualifying 3, and I'm just going to leave you on board for the entire run. Enjoy it. So we come across the line and we set a 29.7, and that will be good enough for 5th place. We're ahead of our championship leader, Fruit Boy, and I would really like to catch up with him again, as we've been absent for the past 2 rounds, and I'm a little bit behind now in the championship. Anyways, let's take a look at our strategy now. It's a basic medium to hard strategy, just a one-stop, very boring if you ask me, but yeah. Lining up onto the grid now at the end of the formation lap. And now we're getting ready for the 5 red lights. There they are. 3, 4, 5 red lights. And it's lights out and away we go. And we get a decent start. It's the Alpine that's slow off the start. That's Andy Yuskin as we straight away make up a position. And we're now up into 4th behind both Haas cars as we nearly run into the back of Chadwick there. And we have to take evasive action. And we go off track into turn 2. But we maintain 4th position for now. It is the Mercedes of Hunt that leads, who has started on the softs, hence the reason why he got such a good start from 3rd position. But yeah, we're now in 4th, and I genuinely wouldn't have expected me to be here right now, so I was just trying to drive as fast as I could, and I would honestly take any points at this stage. But in that first lap nothing really happened, so we fast forward now to the 2nd lap, but there's a yellow flag behind, and the virtual safety car has already been deployed only on lap 2 of this race. And it seems to happen quite often that we get a virtual safety car, or even a full safety car in the early stages of the race. But nothing really happened under the virtual safety car, so now we go straight back into racing. And we could have optimized our restart a lot more, as I was still 7/10ths up on the delta. So I could have been a lot lower, but anyways, we're still right behind Chadwick in his DRS. So considering that, it was quite a decent restart. And I'll now just try to keep up with him, see how my pace is compared to these front runners, and see where we end up. And actually, it seems like our pace is quite decent as we set the fastest middle sector here on lap 4, and we're right behind Chadwick, who has now lost DRS to his teammate Blazerguns in the other Haas, and we might be able to attempt an overtake here going into turns 1 and 2. Blazerguns sets the fastest lap, but here we go, we have a lot of overspeed. We go to the inside of turn 1, and we make the move quite easily, and we get the apex into turn 2, and we're ahead of Chadwick, and we're now, it says in 4th, but that was incorrect. We're now in a net 3rd position. Anyways, it is Hunt that leads on the soft tires still. I believe he'll be boxing quite soon, because that tire wear is just so bad compared to the mediums or the hards. And we set a fastest sector 1, purple sector 1, probably because of that DRS and the overtake, and it felt quite nice to have such good pace despite not practicing a lot. But now onto the back straight. I don't have DRS this time, and it is Chadwick that now goes breezing up the inside here. I'm trying to keep it around the outside, but he has the inside apex, and he has done a very good overtake there, and we're back down to 4th. We tried to optimize the exit to maybe have a look into the next corner, but it doesn't look like that's gonna work. And now we fast forward to the start of lap 6, as there's again a yellow flag behind. It is Will Bobbers and Andy Yuskin that have retired, and there's a full course safety car this time. And now it's the Mercedes of Hunt that had just pitted from the sauce that has been screwed over big time, as we come into the pits now for a set of hard tires, and so do both the Haas, so that will be a Haas double stack. So if we don't get held up here right now, which we don't, we will overtake one of them, and that will be Chadwick we overtake right there. And we're now in a net P2 behind Blazerguns, and Blazerguns is actually on a 2nd set of medium tires, meaning he will have to pit again, as he cannot use 2 of the same compounds during the race. You have to use 2 different compounds, so he has to pit again. Anyways, we skip to the end of the safety car now, and we've heated up the hards quite nicely as we prepare to resume racing here at France. I just wanted to hang back for now, but it is Immortals in the Aston Martin that has spun, and that has compromised Blazergun's exit. And now we can all of a sudden attempt to move maybe around the outside of turn 1 of the Haas, and trying to take the net lead here. Round the outside we go, and it is Blazerguns. He goes up the inside, but he shuts the door. No room for me to go up the inside, and I had to take evasive action. But now we try again up the inside here of turn 3. No, he shuts the door once again. He leaves us so little space. Luckily we don't end up colliding, but that was very, very close, and we have to stay behind him for now. And we have stayed behind for 2 laps now, as we cut to lap 11 here, and we've caught up to some traffic. These are cars that haven't pitted under safety car, and Blazerguns is going to try to overtake them. And Dave moves over to the left, and so does my teammate Pazuzu, and they nearly push each other off the track. And now Blazerguns tries to go up the inside of both of them. Pazuzu gets out of the way, but Dave spins. Oh, and we hit Dave. and we've broken our wing, and we lose a net second position here, and we're now trying to fight with Fruit Boy. And I just wanted to make it safely to the pits, as Hunt actually hits us from behind because I was so slow through that corner. He does a half spin, that's the yellow flag behind. And now it is Zilbrat that goes up the inside very easily. And Dave also gets better traction, and he tries to go round the outside perhaps, but he hits us. He has turned in way too early, and he is also spun. And I cannot believe this. We've gone from a net second position to having to pit for a wing change now, and that is just ridiculous. As we now come into the pits to do some repairs and strap on another set of medium tires and try to go to the end of the race. This is it just hurts. I was going so well. I was in a net second place, and I didn't even really try to overtake, and it was just an unfortunate wrong place, wrong time, as our teammate tried to show us through. I was kind of boxed in, and then, well, the car had just spun. And to be quite honest, that was the end of action for us. I was just doing laps on my own, and then this traffic that hadn't pitted yet and is now pitted for Sofs is passing by. It is Van Gijssen that passes us in the Ferrari. He's on a fresh set of Sofs, nothing I could do, and there's no point in fighting that, to be quite honest with you. And now also a lap later, it's the Williams of I Merlin that is coming to pass us once again on a fresh set of Sofs. And I really just wanted to hang on to the points. P10 would be great, you know. As I said at the start, I would take points, but if you know you have the pace for second place and you just lose it like that, it still hurts. And as we come to the end of the race now, it is Chadwick that wins the Grand Prix, and we were ahead of him on the same tire. We were ahead on the same tire. That's just, it sucks so much. It hurts so much. But yeah, we will have to take P10 as I will drop behind my teammate on penalties. And well, it's still points, but it hurts. So guys, that's it. P10, disappointing race. Shame we couldn't be on the podium. I felt like I really had that pace, but anyways, it is what it is. We move on to Austria. Really hope we can score some better points there, as it's quite a simple track. So it comes down to racecraft and not about how much you sweat the track. Anyways guys, you can help me out massively by dropping a like on this video. It'll cause more engagement to my channel from YouTube, so that would be amazing, and maybe we can grow to 100 subscribers pretty soon. Also, don't forget to subscribe for more content like this, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.